When Jerry quit Maple?
Or just
How did you quit?
I called Ed, Dominic.
I remember I called you.
This
You
guy
quit through Jerry?
this guy didn't even quit.
I am still
on. Louie just slithered his way out of riding for Maple.
I didn't do anything.
There was
You've been on Maple
nothing.
this whole time.
Yeah, this guy didn't.
I've been
do
double
anything.
dipping. What can I say?
Like through an accounting glitch, he has a house.
Yes.
Have you ever had lice?
Fuck yeah, that's why my hair's gone right now.
You get rid of lice by shaving your head?
Yeah. I fucking got some shampoo. I had these dreadlocks in my hair. Here we go.
Oh,
And I was like looking in the mirror, like fucking, just looking to cut them out of my hair. I'm like looking in the mirror, and I fucking see all these bugs and shit, like eggs.
No way.
Fucking got the clippers right off there, started buzzing my hair. I had like fucking all my hair on the back, and then like my front was shaved. And I called my mom, I was like, I got fucking bugs. Like, hook me up with some shampoo, and she got me some shampoo, and then I fucking washed my hair, and she fucking hooked me up.
We were going somewhere one day, and I sat in the backseat of Jerry's car, and normally it was like, you know, it's just the two of us in front. But somebody else came, so I sat in the backseat. I got in the seat, and as we were driving, there was something underneath his seat, and I leaned over, and it was like the crustiest, rottenest bowl of food that had been in there for like 3 years or something.
That's an exaggeration, but it was in there for a long time.
This is a recent thing?
No, because there was also like a Maple check for like that was
for
like
$25,000.
Yeah, and it was like
You never cashed it. It's been sitting in your car.
Like $25,000.
Whatever. Let's hear the Hawaii
Okay, the
story.
Hawaii story is plain and simple. Like, I went to Hawaii. We got there and we're just like, yeah, we want to party with some chicks. So like, we all went to like some club, got back to the hotel. We were all just drinking. There's like 10 girls in our room. We're like, sweet.
Yeah.
And then I took one girl into my room, and like, little did I know, she like was total like skate fan. And I'm like just blazing this chick, and she's like calling out a trick, like, oh, you're fucking blunt 70 on.
While you're boning her.
Yeah, and like saying, I can't believe I'm fucking Johnny Layton. And then I was just like, I can't hear any of that. I'm just gonna keep going with my.
Did you lose
So
your?
she's
You didn't lose
naming
your heart on?
signature J-Lay tricks.
Nah.
I don't know if I would have lost.
So I just finished up, did my thing, and like we all went to a demo, did our thing. This chick keeps hitting me up. She's like, let's hang out. I'm like, fuck, man, I don't think so.
Wait, you want me to compare and contrast Enjoy versus
Yeah.
America
What's the
Tour?
difference between an Enjoy and the America Tour?
Well, on the America Tour, we're all wearing Americas. On the Enjoy Tour, we're wearing all kinds of different shoes. That's
Right.
one big difference.
That is. And then on the America tours, like everybody's riding different skateboards.
Different boards. Yeah.
So those are like two really big differences.
Good Tom Penney story? Either of you guys?
One time I was in Argentina, and he used to have an apartment there. So I would go to sleep at like 10. So I would go to sleep, you know, and the apartment is only one room, so you would see Tom. And he would be drinking coffee all night and smoking weed all night until the sun comes out. And you'd be like, you know, sleeping, and you wake up, and Tom is still doing the same thing, chilling, like it's just like, I don't know, he's just so sick, and he can do it forever.
He doesn't talk much, does he?
Yeah.
I don't feel like he ever talks. Like, I feel like the words he says are carefully.
Now on the last trip we were on, it's actually pretty funny that like you'd never expect it, but one time we were just messing around and put on the song "Call Me Maybe," and
that happened.
And he like actually said, "Put that song back on," and he was like hyped on it. You would never expect that, but
crap.
That's so rad.
There was like these showers in Costa Rica.
With electrical outlets in them, cleverly placed in them.
Cleverly hidden at like eye level with like the wires sticking out still. Our filmer at the time grabbed it
He was just curious and just grabbed him as he was showering.
yeah, and like he let out this blood-curdling scream. And I went into the bathroom and he was like, it smelled so bad. I mean, he screamed for like 30 seconds. And then like I went into the bathroom.
He was like stuck to it. Like,
he totally was.
Oh
the
my
bottom of
God.
his feet were all burnt.
whoa.
And he was like in the fetal position, and he was like just like laying there, and it was like nobody showered after that. It was like so fucked up.
So sick.
Living in America, you pretty much don't have to worry about like it's good things and like progress.
Yeah.
And there you have to worry about like, you know, someone's not gonna rob you. We were in Colombia and I rent this car and he kind of.
Of course.
And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, can I use your car? I was like, yeah, go ahead. And he just crossed into these two guys. They were, you know, bad guys and.
What are they pulling a knife on him or something?
Kill me? Oh yeah, they go to go now. Like I'm gonna kill you right now, or if you don't pay me.
Whoa! And how did they? So he called you?
He called me at the moment. My mom did. My mom was in the car.
Oh.
My mom called me in the car. Like I had this guy with a gun right now, asking for this much money. Like right now, otherwise, you know, he's gonna kill him. So.
Do you stay calm in those situations?
Hell no. I wasn't calm. I was like desperate. Like holy fuck, because. Like it's just like, you know,
life and death. It's real.
Yeah, something like that. You're like, what? You killed me? It's like, it's pretty. It was pretty loud.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, so I'm good. You know, we're chilling.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad.
I read a story about how you got your first skateboard. Like, how would life have been different for you had you hit a home run instead of only got to third base?
Where'd you read that? In his journal?
I know.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Diary.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like a little kid. Total little league. My aunt, who was like my hero at the time, she came to my baseball game and she was like obviously bored out of her mind. And like, if you could hit a home run, I'll buy you a BMX bike.
A gamble would make it more fun.
Yeah, she was just gambling. Right?
Yeah.
Why not, dude? I would have done the same. And I was tiny, dude. I was so tiny. And I never hit the ball ever. So this time I actually hit the ball. And I just took off running like fucking Forrest Gump, dude. Like I was going for it, right? Went all the way around, all the way to fucking third base or whatever. And the coach was like, stop, stop. And I was like, no. And I was like running. He's like, stop. And I like got to third and like kind of ran like a little bit past third. And he's like, go back. And I was like, no. And I like went back to third. And I just started crying. I like totally started crying. Like I just saw home plate as like this huffy, like dope ass with pegs and like, dude, I thought it was gonna be like the sickest bike ever.
Yeah.
And then boom, dreams shattered. So I was like crying at third base.
Did you think that you could have made it home for sure?
I was gonna fucking try.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, baseball sucks. Like I'm over this. This is lame. My aunt felt super bad. So then she's like, oh, well, you didn't make a home run, but you got to third. So I'll buy you a skateboard or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, whatever. So I was pretty bummed, but yeah, I got a skateboard, and then that was that.
I didn't know that story. That's so sweet.
All right, well, I don't know.
You think you would have picked up a skateboard?
We don't usually talk about that one in the locker room, you know?
No.
It's like, it still kind of like gets me.
Dude, he went on the sewing machine trip, the same trip that I lost my mind and called out Leo.
Got fucked.
All that shit.
So sick. Had the flu and shit.
He was so sick. It was fucked up. Back of the van, just vomiting, just hacking up gnarly shit. And we're like,
yeah, Matt B was taking care of me. I was fucked. Yeah.
He was nursing you back to health.
Yeah.
We would get to a spot. No one wants to skate the spot. He had a photo that back 50 in Thrasher. He's back 50ing a ledge onto like a gate.
Okay.
Like, did that
With the flu?
almost
like,
mid puke in the middle of the trick. Like you were throwing up and then throw down.
Like try and skate.
Throwing up and throwing down.
He nearly backsmithed it, and then we were all freaking out. And he backed around, and he was like, he just rolled past us straight to the back of the van, into the back of the van. Just
fuck. Yeah.
Twisting.
Dude.
so we were just like, everyone just so shocked because he was just getting
That's
angers. Like he frontside flipped this like big 4-ball first try, back 3 to first try both, and we we're just like, dude, you're fucking
The flu.
Sinclair might
sick
$20
and ripping. And it was
we should give this guy the flu
Awesome.
more often, huh?
There was actually two ex and joyriders that I thought you guys might have funny stories of, Dobstaff and Mayhew.
I'll give you a little insight into Chris Dobstaff's method of skating. So he's like skating this huge rail, and he's like Chris is like he's like a first try, like really gnarly skater. And so like he like did this trick first try, and like Jai wasn't set up, and then Jai was like, oh, like can you do it again? Like I wasn't ready. And he this is what he said. He said, you should have seen it in my eyes that I was gonna do it.
I like
And
that.
that just tells you how serious he is.
We're all at Tampa. Like I'm on flow. Like I bought my own ticket out there. Like stayed in Billy's room. they had fireworks, and randomly, like, Mike Hasty was there.
Wow.
And, like, he lit this firework right in front of our room, but, like, to the right a little bit, just in front of the window of this hood, just straight ghetto family or something that's all living in this, like, hotel room right next to us.
Basically a project.
Dude, it went off for, like, 5 minutes, and we're like, we know someone's coming. And, like, they came out and started banging on our windows and our doors. Come out, we'll fucking kill you, blah, blah, blah. And we're just like, no. Like, the front desk calls, evicts us. So we're like, okay, we'll go to another hotel. We come back the next day, and we're in Josh Harmony's room. And that same family walked by the door, and it was open. And they're like 12, 13 dudes in the room. We're all just hanging out. Like, these guys walk by, and one just, like, they kind of, like, look in. They're like, notice that, like, we're in there. We're the ones that fucked with them last night. So they just step on in, and they're like, blah, blah, yelling. And some chick's with them. And the first thing I just see is, like, boom! Chick just slaps Nick Dompier in the face. And Nick just starts crying. And then one dude just picks up Billy. And picked him up,
The smallest guy in the room.
threw him across the whole fucking room into the wall. And at this point, we're all like, oh shit, what do we do? There's like 12 of us. There's 3 of them, 4 of them. So I look, Tony Silva's just like, boom, locked in the bathroom by himself.
Of course he is.
It was like, all right, Melcher picks up the phone to call someone. And then the guy's like, no, put that fucking phone down. So he's like, oh. Puts the phone down. They're yelling at us, just like going off, and like out of nowhere, the cops pull up in the parking lot. We're like, oh, someone called the cops. So these people like kind of dip out for a sec. They go back to their room. Cops come up and they're like, what's going on? Blah blah. We're like, well, these people came in threatening us. We didn't know if they had a gun. Like, I didn't know like what was going on. Like, they're causing chaos, and then they're like, there's 12 of you. You all have skateboards, and you didn't even hit them with them? And we're like, what? Like, coming from a cop, you want us to use our boards and beat someone down?
And then go to jail.
Come on. And then we find out that the person that called the cops was Greco. And we were just like, yes, that's awesome that he would call the cops without anyone.